20 seconds early. 20 seconds early. I've got my dinner now. So I'll let you guys talk while I eat my dinner.
All right.
No, I'll try not to. You're behind me. They go, hello, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa.
Well, I'll tilt it so you can't see you, babe.
The show is so much more lovely when she's on it.
Yeah, she doesn't think so. She doesn't want me seeing stuffing food in her mouth.
So is your house all fixed now, Kyle? Have you fixed all the paintwork and the plumbing and everything?
The internals are done, but the overall repairs aren't done because that's what's covering my ceiling right now.
Oh, okay. That's not too good.
So it's just a temporary fix because we have to get the whole, like a 10-foot stretch of ceiling replastered and all that stuff put in it, and couldn't take on that job right away. So now it's kind of ugly. But sooner or later, we'll get the parts in. We'll get somebody in who can screw them up and mold them to the ceiling and screw them in there and plaster it back up. But the pipe leak's fixed. Then the external in my house is, except for new shingles, this house looks almost brand new now.
That's good.
So
you don't have to move then. You can stay where you are.
Honestly, probably not. So I don't know. It depends on how the cards play out. But
what's happening with the housing association? You keep saying they're awkward.
Huh? It's becoming too costly to be here.
Yeah. Did you say you having a problem with the housing association as well?
Well, yeah, that's what cost me thousands to get the exterior up to pretty. It's a nightmare. I can't navigate stairs. It's been years, especially around my surgeries, but navigating stairs is a nightmare. Anytime I commit to doing anything, it's just agony. Had the most fun with my granddaughter for 2.5 days, but I dog sat for 3 days on top of that. And yesterday, I didn't get out of bed yesterday, basically. I got up to do the most basic of basics and couldn't get out of bed. So.
Yeah. Right. While I'm eating my dinner, shall we let Mark tell us his
yeah, so it was I went down to it was near Guildford. So it's about the auction started at 11. But it was around the M25, which is a nightmare. So I set off. It should have taken 2 hours. It took 3, but luckily I'd set off an hour early. So I got there just before the auction started. There was one of the other dealers from the London Comic Mart was there. So, but luckily he wasn't bidding on the same stuff I was bidding on, so it was fine. There was another guy. There was only 3 of us actually there. Everybody else was bidding on the internet. There was the other guy who was there was only bidding on British stuff, Beanos and stuff. So that was all right. So
you have a chance to peruse the lots before you started bidding.
Yeah. So well, they'd actually listed them really well. So they'd put decent photographs and so on and so forth.
Right.
So I'd been through and I had about sort of 40 or 50 lots that I was potentially interested in, and I put my my maximum down for each of the lots. So on a few lots I got outbid, mainly by people on the internet. But I'll probably want about two-thirds of the lots that I was trying to win, and most of them at less than the maximum price. So yeah, I was quite pleased. Some nice stuff. A lot of Bronze Age horror. So
Ooh.
yeah, so I've got quite a lot. There was a lot of there's a big lot of House of Mysteries. Probably which, you know, I think there was about 40, 50 House of Mysteries, of which, you know, I've already got 2/3 of them. But the problem is now, because my Bronze Age horrors are filling out. So, you know, if I buy a lot, then I'm only going to get, you know, but they resell really easily. So
Yeah, they're real
Still make more money
popular
back
on
on the
whatnot.
selling, didn't you?
yeah, I have never have any problem reselling the duplicates. They just go. So they're good ones. They're good ones because you can, you know, I can upgrade even the ones where I get duplicates. I can then check to see whether the new one I've got is better condition than the old one, and keep the better condition one. So it gradually upgrades your set. So lots of Bronze Age horror, lots of House of Mystery. There was a really nice House of Secrets of Sinister House. Which there's only 45 of them. I've got about 30, but this lot had about 10 that I hadn't got, so that was good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did that go for a lot? That lot?
No, it didn't. It was pretty reasonable actually. I think I got it for about 30 quid.
Oh wow!
I got a couple early issues of that I can fish out and see if you need them.
Yeah, I'm pretty good on Secrets of Sinister House now. I think I'm only missing about 5 or 6. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got the early ones. So there was some other stuff. I'll show you some other stuff that I got. There was a Gru lot. So I've got this, which I hadn't got before. The Death of Gru in a sort of super size, which is really fantastic. This is from 1987, from when it was in Epic magazine. Epic, you know, Marvel did the Epic logo.
That's the graphic novel, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. This is a graphic novel. It's really good fun.
Is it signed on the inside?
It's not, unfortunately. I have got a Gru signature, Sergio Aragona's signature, as you know, Kyle, from you.
Yeah.
Look at great artwork here by Sergio. Look at this dragon here. It's fantastic. The dragon is called Flume. Yeah. So great. So that was a nice.
Like a chimney.
A nice back page. Right now, one of the lots was actually advertised as King Comics Flash Gordon. I love the King Comics Flash Gordon covers, and I have got most of these. But again, these do resell, and there were 2 of them I hadn't got, and they're really hard to find. So here is this is now Williamson cover.
The later issues. That's number 1, isn't it?
No, this is number 5.
Oh.
Number 5.
Did they have any Mandrake from King?
No, they didn't actually have any Mandrake.
That's what I'm trying to finish off the Mandrake runner.
Yeah, that's a nice one. This is one of my favourite covers of all time. I absolutely love this. And this is from the original guy. What was the original guy called who died in the car crash, Kyle?
Oh, shit, not Bern Hogarth. Hal Foster? No.
No.
Oh, God, I'm remembering every one of them but him.
What's his name? I'm going to have to look it up.
Oh, my God. It's like right here. I'm remembering every one of them. I'm remembering the guy that replaced him, the guy that.
Well, I will.
Name ones you know.
I'm going to, like you, Kyle, I should know it. It's Alex Raymond.
Alex Raymond. Yeah.
This is an Alex Raymond cover. I just love this cover. And I have got that already in a better grade, but that is sellable. These are the 2 that I didn't have. Again, I think these are both Alex Raymond. I think that one's definitely Alex Raymond.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Janet. And finally, this one. I think this. I'm guessing this is Al Williamson. That is number.
That looks like Williamson.
Yeah, these are quite hard to find. These later issues. I don't know whether they did lower print runs or not on on those Flash Gordons. Coming with those, entirely free, was Marco Polo from Charlton.
Oh.
I have the reprint of that, but not the original.
Yeah. And I hadn't seen this before. These are the type of things that I love finding. This is an Al Miller and Son.
Isn't Frazetta in that Marco Polo?
I think he might be. Actually, that's a good call, Kyle. I think he might be.
I think that's why it's big. Never even seen one of those before.
That is a Len Miller and Son Flash Gordon. I've not seen one of that. I collect Len Miller. He was the guy in the UK in the 1940s and 50s who reprinted American comics before Alan Class.
That logo reminds me a bit of New Gods #1.
What this one? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you know New Gods #1 where Orion's floating on his aqua bike or what it's called.
He must have been copying Flash Gordon because this is before New Gods. This is This is 1963.
The logo looks kind of similar, I think.
So that is really rare. I've never seen one of those before. And it's just thrown in there as
wow.
A Flash Gordon comic. I don't think you even know what they got. In the same lot as well, again, just thrown in. There's a nice early Beetle, Blue Beetle, number 5.
That's kind of pricey.
It's not bad. That's got to be $25 at least.
Yeah, and this lot cost me 20 quid.
Wow.
Yeah, you done made your money back on those.
Yeah, no, definitely. There was a couple of nice Alan Classes as well in really nice shape. I've already got this, but not in as good condition as that. That is a shilling one. I collect the shilling ones. Great looking cover on that. And this one is a Marvel cover, and these are worth money, these Alan Class ones with Marvel covers on them. Kyle, can you tell me what that is? What's the original comic on that? It's obviously
Avengers 52.
53. There's a poster of that hanging on my wall.
Okay, I knew Kyle would know.
That's a poster on my wall, and it's a book that continues to elude me. I could have had that in X-Men 9, but
what number was it?
53. You were close.
What the hell? I can't believe how close I got there with 52.
Yeah, you said 52, but 52 is not 53. Avengers 50. Yeah, I'm thinking FF52. Yeah, it's Avengers 53.
So also in one of these lots, and I didn't know they were there. There's a load of foreign language variants. Which are really nice. These are difficult. You can't even find it. If you go to France, no French comic shop sells back issues.
Yeah.
This is the type of stuff that I was looking for when I went to France, couldn't find, and I find an auction in Guildford. So this is
Special Strange.
Yeah, indeedy, with the Green Goblin and Spider-Man on the cover.
Yeah, they redid X-Men. I got a couple of those. I got X-Men 137 like that.
Le Journal de Spider-Man from 1978.
Yeah, and they're basically like a few months behind, but where the story's printed, they're printed right along with it.
Yeah, and they're in color as well, which the UK reprints weren't. And here we got the same thing. This is a bit later. This is Le Journal des Superheroes. With a nice Daredevil cover. I think these covers are originals, aren't they? They're not copies.
It depends. That's an original cover, but it depends on the issue.
Yeah. So those are French. Here we have a really fun one. Lumo Ragno, which I presume is Power Man.
Yeah.
That is Italian.
And with those, if you don't find the right person, those will sit idle forever. But once you find the right people, they'll bid the shit out of them.
Yeah, these aren't for sale because I collect foreign editions.
Yeah. Well, they're harder than hell to find.
They're really difficult. You're right, Kyle. If you find
And-
the right people will pay quite a lot of money for these because they're really hard. They're really rare.
Well, the people from there don't give two shits about them because to them they're nothing but just pure reprint.
Yeah. This one's fun. Have a guess on which country this comes from.
Lederlappen. That's got to be one of the Scandi countries, isn't it? Oh no, it could be. No, not Germany. No, I think it's one of the Scandi countries. I'm going to go with Denmark.
Wrong.
No. Norway, isn't it?
Finland.
It's Finland. We danced around it.
We should have gone with that really because I love an Norman
got 1966 Lederlappen.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Interested.
Right, here you go. Another challenge for you. Where's this one from?
Metamorpho.
Is that Bogo? Is that Bogo Comics?
Dem Mysteries? Is that Dem
I don't know. It's not. You mentioned it earlier.
Denmark.
Yes.
Norway.
Denmark. Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. Is it Bogo? Is it the Bogo imprint?
No, I don't think it is.
It's the top black corner box. What's that say in the top black corner box?
It doesn't say anything. It just has two infinity symbols.
I think that's Bogo. I think that's called Bogo.
Okay.
So yeah,
it's in poor shape, but I don't have many comics from there. And this one's fun. This is another one from Denmark. Love this cover. And this is in really nice condition as well.
Something in the jungle.
You reckon? It's a slot tet in I Junglen.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Shadow of the Jungle.
Here we go again. Which came first, Phantom or Superman?
Phantom or who?
Superman.
Phantom, didn't he?
Phantom, I think.
By like 7 months.
Yeah.
Both in 1938.
Who's the oldest
Phantom came out in February of 38.
Right, this one's easy. Last one.
Which country
is this from?
That's the German, right?
Isn't it? Oh, World's Finest. What
German.
Is it?
I've got a World's Finest like that, the German edition and the American edition behind it.
Yeah, I reckon it's a World's Finest reprint.
Nice poster in the middle. In English. So above it says Das ist ein Job für Superman. Auf English, this is a job for Superman.
Okay. So that's not Untermensch, no, Ubermensch, he calls, isn't he?
So I didn't even know those were in there. They just were in a lot. So I really like it when I do these.
Yeah, again, a lot of days you wouldn't get people sniffing them for a $5, and the right person sees them and be like, "I'll give you $25 for it." Not even bat an eyelash.
Yeah.
Not even bat an eye.
Right, and then I know Gray likes these. I like these as well. I've now got quite a lot of these. Just picking them up randomly in auctions, and it's the Challenges of the Unknown.
All right, cool.
Right, who can name the four? Can you name the four Challenges of the Unknown, Kyle?
Yes, Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Graham.
Oh God, Ace, Red, Rocky, and Prof.
Yes. Oh, Kyle. Full marks, mate. Full marks.
Yeah, Graham got the real ones. I got what became of them.
Yeah. So this was Kirby, 1958. He created this lot, and it is rumored that he sat down with Jack and reworked them as the Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
I sat down with Stan rather, and we reworked them as the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Change the dynamic by adding a woman to the team, though.
They did have an occasional woman in the team. Do you know what her name was?
Yeah. No, her first appearance was September 1969 because I've got that book.
I think she's called June Norris or something like that.
June. Yeah, I thought it was like June. Yeah.
This is a great cover. Dinosaur cover.
I have some cool covers.
And this one's
all this Silver Age kind of stuff is
I mean, these are quite
It's
low
early
grade, but
50s.
look at the cover here. Giant Queen of the Challenge haters.
You know why they stopped doing purple covers? They
Why?
jump out, but they faded out on purple covers because it cost too much.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It was a cost-saving thing. Lighter colors,
Expensive ink.
literally saving pennies, and it
Yeah.
made such a big
So
difference.
who
Yeah,
came
penny
first?
per 1,000 run.
Who came first, Doom Patrol or Challengers of the Unknown?
Challengers
Challenges, I think.
by years.
Well, here we go. We have the
I think
Challengers
it's,
of the Unknown, starring Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
That's the Adams issue, isn't it? Is that 74?
That 48. It's a really great looking cover. It looks like it could be by Adams, but it's probably a bit early.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, technically the Challengers predate the Silver Age. Technically.
58. 58.
I mean, technically. I mean, just because it's technically the Silver Age starts in 56, but it doesn't really start till
It depends where you want to start it.
Yeah.
There's a
I
sort
mean,
of
it's
Really
Yeah.
kicked up in 51. 56 through
Showcase
60 was Atomic Age.
This is the
Well,
death.
that's
This is the
Showcase
death
4.
of Red.
Okay.
And
I think
he's
he died a few
replaced.
times.
He gets replaced by his brother,
Oh.
but later on, inexplicably, Red comes back.
Because nobody dies in comics.
Exactly. And so I showed you a Challenges of the Unknown with a visitation from Doom Patrol. Here we have a Doom Patrol with a visitation from Challengers.
Now that's
Is it 99?
1966, and that's an early issue, so that should tell you how old.
It's not 90. What number is it? 90, not 99, is it?
Now this is number 102. Quite close.
All right. Because there's one with the first appearance of Beast Boy, and his face is up on the side like it was on that cover there.
Oh, right.
And I think it's 99. I think was the first Beast Boy. I'm trying to get a Doom Patrol run together.
I'm pretty sure
Slowly.
102 there is his origin, though.
When you never see them.
It does have him on the side here.
Yeah, I'm
Did you
pretty
see the
sure
Panels That
102
Please
is
Me
his
video that I
origin.
did this week? Because in the Panels That Please Me video I did this week, he was purple for some reason. From an
Who,
early
Beast
Doom
Boy?
Patrol. It made him purple.
Why?
And his adopted father was casually threatening to give him a split lip. But that's fun. that's fun. Bit of child abuse in an early comic.
Also coming in similar period. They were 65, 66, and I think these covers all look similar. You know, this is a really nice high grade, unexpected
I love the
captain of the giant raindrops.
the covers are all so cool and the unexpected run of that from that period.
Look at the artwork in here. Let's look at this.
No.
These are undervalued. These unexpecteds, I think.
Yeah, right.
You collect them, don't you? You've got a good little collection of unexpected.
I've got a few of them. Yeah, I've got a few. I'm trying to get more, but they may be undervalued, but they're not cheap.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is horribly undervalued. Because it should be way more than that.
Secrets of Sinister House that I picked up separately. I picked these up off the internet. I haven't got these three. That's number 14.
Never see them out in the wild. I've got to admit, I don't ever seen them in the wild. Really,
No, they're quite hard to find.
don't see them that often at the mart, even, do you?
No.
That one looks familiar. I don't think, I've got one. That might be the one I've got. I think I've got one, and maybe it's that one. Maybe it looks slightly familiar.
Yeah. And number 17. All right. This is really good fun. So I bought a lot of heavy metal magazine because I do collect heavy metal. And in it was this, which is the official film poster magazine, Heavy Metal.
Dan.
Okay.
It's
Pretty
not
much
down.
all Foreman.
They did a movie. They did a heavy metal movie.
Yeah, I did see that way back in the day.
And
It's got Jenny. It's got the flight. Yeah, that's right. The woman on her flying
I've
thing.
got the poster. I've got the film poster.
What's
Nice.
she called? Tana or something like that? Is she called Tana? That woman.
I think she is called something like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Tana. Yeah, she is called Tana.
I think I saw that film
There she
once,
is.
like probably back in the 80s.
There she is.
I didn't enjoy the film that much, to be honest.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
rate it
got
much when I
Harold
saw it.
Ramis in it. It's got a great soundtrack.
And lastly, this was in there. No idea. Comics Journal, the Will Eisner issue. Which is,
Someone might want that somewhere.
yeah, well, I'm
Especially Will Eisner fan.
I like Eisner. It's got it's got different people doing the Spirit. Different artists have done a sort of tribute to the Spirit, which I quite like.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is Don. What's his name? Fred Hembeck doing the Spirit.
Oh, he got funny knees. Yeah. Squeaky knee man.
Oh, this one's nice. Who's that? Nick Sigismondi. Never heard of him. It's quite a good one though.
Funny that Siggy's Monday. Double barreled name, was it?
No, it just sounded Italian or something. Yeah, so those were just some of the oddities that I picked up that I hadn't really intended to buy, but I like this sort of weird stuff.
Bonus stuff.
Bonus stuff, yeah. Bonus comics.
All right. I got some bonus stuff for you, Mark.
Let's have a look.
Oh, yeah.
I just
beauty.
and I just love showing this off.
Very nice.
The big screen.
Very nice. Well, when you put your list together, put that one on it because that's worth a bit of money.
Yeah, it's going to be in there. It was just sitting on top of things because other than that, I didn't grab any comic books proper. I grabbed graphic novels and ephemera.
That's a proper 250 quid comic, that one, Carl.
Hey. This for ASM 100? Or maybe this and something else for ASM 100?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I still got to think of the kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still got to think of the kids and stuff. So, but like, I have no problem letting go of that for that.
We're not miles off though.
I can figure. I grabbed these because they were there, but.
What are they? The records.
The original record stories. Planet of the Hoojibs.
Planet of the Hoojibs. That can't be real canon, can it? Surely Star Wars canon.
Yes, all this is canon.
Is it? Well, the Hoojibs.
Who the hell are the Hoojibs?
Canon. Droid World. All this has been made canon. Now, here's the impressive one.
Oh, that's nice.
Unopened.
Yeah.
Now, you know how else they put these out?
How?
Record and cassette tape.
Okay.
With the read-along book.
Has anybody got a cassette player anymore?
Well, I do.
There's no record in that one, though, is there?
But that's the read-along book with it. So.
Yeah, it's a book and cassette.
24-page book. Yep.
Yeah, I thought you said there's a
record. These are read-alongs, but this is the full book. So I have the unopened record and the unopened cassette. Now I grabbed those because of this. Star Wars fans. That's an original Dave Dorman.
Okay, not heard of it.
The guy, if you saw Star Wars in Dark Horse Comics, it was a Dave Dorman cover.
Right.
And it does say for Kyle, but still, it's an original Dave Dorman. So that's neat. But I turned around to grab those because I have this
Star Wars
book
droids and Ewoks.
unopened. So yeah, I have a holy crap Star Wars collection still.
Why are there no Ewoks on the cover?
Huh? There
Yeah,
were
Ewoks
no
on the cover,
Ewoks on the cover.
Was there actually was the robots, droids?
I had this one sealed, but I couldn't keep it sealed.
Oh, it's a nice cover. Groot monsters.
That is a monster. That's the issues that's inside of here.
Yeah.
I've probably got most of those covers one way or another.
Color or black and white?
Be colour.
Cool.
All color.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love the names of the old Marvel monsters. They're all cool. What you should set up a quiz where you get 3 pictures of 3 different monsters, and one monster, and you got to give us alternate names, and we got to see if we can put the name to the monster.
Oh right, yeah, I'll do that. That's a good game.
Look at the original price tag on that thing.
Show it up with no options, and if they get it without any options, they get 5 points. If you put up, I don't know, something like that, and you could like whittle it down, they get less points depending on how many.
Yeah, that's good. That's
they
good.
have or something.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Cute gel shoes. Gotta have the cute gel.
They won't fit me, Carl.
What are they for? Are they for you when you want to go back to Oz?
One of my only hardback Marvel graphic novels.
Do you put them shoes on and click your heels together and say there's no place like home?
Yeah.
Those got to be ruby slippers.
Oh yeah.
And I got 2 copies of this. But the cool thing is that.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. I sent that Chinese Neil Adams signed comic off to CGC. I had to take it in. I said to them, I can't fill in the paperwork because I've no idea what this is, when it was from.
You don't know when it was from? It's 1989 Hong Kong.
Oh,
I
right.
I told you all that.
Okay, so I said to him, I don't know anything about it, so it'll be a nice challenge for your researchers to find out all about it.
It's a 1989 Hong Kong book. They did 4 different issues of different heroes, and it was
when you first did it for me, Carl. I found the link to it, but it's gone. I can't find anything about it whatsoever now. Nothing at all.
Well, like I said, that is the only, according to Neil Adams, that's the only one he'd ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, official index to the Marvel Universe, Wolverine, everything Wolverine.
Well, it's the only one I've ever seen as well, Carl. I can't find it anywhere.
Well, they made him stop because what happened in '88? What happened January 1st, 1989?
Did Hong Kong go to the Chinese?
Huh?
Hong Kong became Chinese.
Yep. Hong Kong went from British to China. So, Strange Tales. Here's a fun little graphic novel.
Yeah.
First print of that. There's a fun one.
Oh, I love that cover.
This Stranko, like the first
covers in that one, wasn't there?
That's like the first 7 or 8.
The covers were the best things about them. Number 1's a great cover as well.
You want a good cover?
Different boxes.
Here's a nice little She book, the collected edition. Who did that cover?
Oh, it's
Gordon Hazard, I guess.
I know the guy's name. What does his name? What does it begin with? Oh, Frazetta. There you go.
That is an original '95 Frazetta. Before he died. Some of the
it would have been rarer if it'd been after he died, Carl.
That would have been something else.
These Valiants, which there's the books that come in them, are getting harder and harder to find. These first print graphic novels. If you ever see this book with a pink background, grab it because it's one of the rarest modern books in existence. Rye, graphic novel. But to be on the foreign tip here, how about Super Pixie Gent?
Nice.
French Disney.
Yeah.
And then one you will never see. Now, the guy on your Whatnot show the other day was talking about wanting these. I think this would blow his mind if he saw this.
Ooh, is that in Chinese as well?
That is the Japanese.
Japanese.
Oh.
That is the Japanese edition. This is not a reprint. This is how it went out in Japan. This is the first couple issues bound
Nice.
in Japan. So
Interesting.
the dude who wanted those, that'd blow his mind if he could get it. What's my connection to this?
Your same shaped head.
You've got a butt head as well, Kyle.
Yeah, Rick Parker there drew me as a superhero.
Oh, there you go.
The Wonder Man one.
Yep, Wonder Man and Mandaroos. Here's a jaw dropper.
It's a cracker. I've got that. Did I get that from you, Kyle? No, I don't think I did.
No, you didn't get it from me. Here's another classic. New Ramita cover.
Superhero woman.
The interior's reprint stories. This goes with the bring on the bad guys and draw.
Why did they put Hella as a superhero woman? She's bad as they come.
Yeah.
What's significant about this book?
The Judas contract. I do know something about this.
What happened in the Judas contract? I'll give you a hint.
Sarah dies.
Oh yeah, it's the first Nightwing.
Yeah, it's where Nightwing comes in. First Mage graphic novel, Matt Wagner. Another extraordinarily rare one here. What's significant about this series?
It's the first artwork by Alex Ross.
Yep. And this is the graphic novel of all 5 collected issues. First Alex Ross. Oh. There you go. Speaking of albums.
That's nice. Yeah, very nice.
The official Star Wars Collector's Edition. Oh, let's go back to, is it France? I think I'm positive this is French. Oh, this is Italian. Why am I saying French?
Oh, that's nice. Guido Crepax is the sort of Italian Milo Manara.
Yeah. Here's a non-dirty page.
Not many of those in there.
No.
You can put that on my list when you put my list together, Kyle. I love a bit of Guido. Right now, this you've talked about this one before. Harvey P.
Is that the American Splendor guy?
Yep, Harvey P. Carr, American Splendor. And then these two, I got the first and second prints of these.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Yep. There's my show off.
Very nice.
I have some good stuff too sometimes.
Is that it, mate?
Some rarities.
Is that everything? Kyle?
Huh?
Is that everything?
Yeah, that's everything.
Oh, the manga must have shown off. I'll show a couple of bits off. Right, this is rather annoying. I read this today. Mandrake the Magician from Marvel. And then for some reason, I picked up the first 2 copies. right, first of all, I picked up 2 issues, and I thought it was supposed to be a 3-part. Then I looked on my comic shop, but it says only 2 parts. This is from '97. It's got nice art inside, nice, pretty well drawn art. So
I
I've
like
got
the art.
Sorry.
I like the art on those.
Yeah. So I read number 2 today, and it's got a continuation, but there was no number 3 ever came out. I've been trying to look it up to find out what happened to number 3, why it never came out, but it certainly never came out at the time. It's not on mycomicshop.com. I've done a search. I even went on the Marvel wiki to search up Mandrake the Magician, and it doesn't mention this comic at all on the Marvel wiki.
That's unusual.
It just mentions the Guardians of the Universe or something like that, some other sort of tale that he was in. Oh, Carl's not here to pick his brain, but never mind. So that was rather annoying. 2 parts of a 3-part story, and the 3rd part, nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Have you
Nobody
checked the
knows,
Comic database?
No, not checked there yet. Disappeared in thin air, Lisa says. This is one I read today as well. Teen Titans. This is sort of Romeo and Juliet kind of thing. It's just a bit of Romeo and Juliet tie-in. She suddenly Lilith decides that she's this reincarnation of Juliet, and this guy is Romeo. It was interesting. This is a story and a half. Right. It turns out Batman has a tailor who makes his costumes for him, and this villain, I can't remember what it was called now. I only read it today, and he's attacking him with fishing rods, so he can rips off bits of his costume, and it says, "Oh, Batman's tailor," and it's got the guy's address or inside his costume bit that was ripped off. And once that's discovered, he's gonna do some kind of plan, and then it all ends out the fact he was the tailor. It's like, why the hell did he need to know who was the tailor when he was the tailor? It was just like, this makes no sense whatsoever. Oh dear.
When was that Mandrake series from, Kyle? Oh, that's nice. When is the Mandrake from?
97. I think it was 97. Let me just double check. Do you know anything about this Mandrake, Kyle?
The Marvel Mandrake? Nope.
No.
Who did the art?
Yeah, I found it. It was only 2 issues. According to the Grand Comics database, only 2 issues.
But it was supposed to be a 3-issue story. Because
is it a 48-page book or is it a 22-page book?
I'd say 22. It's not 48. But as you can see, the last page of number 2, next issue, Escape from Persia, ends on a cliffhanger. And the 3rd one never arrived. And I can't see any reason from my search of why the 3rd issue never arrived. But it's definitely the end of a story, or whether it was like made its way into like a Marvel premiere or anything like that.
What year is that? Is it late 90s?
95.
95.
That kind of predates the bankruptcy, doesn't
it? April and May of 95 it came out.
Oh yeah, when did they go into chapter 11?
They stopped printing a bunch of books just randomly. I didn't know it was then, but you're talking the beginning of 95, so that could possibly be just
I think
casualty
you're right,
to the bankruptcy.
Maybe.
I think you're right. I think that's probably what happened.
And they just never bothered ever reprinting the 3rd part of the story. Yeah. Surely it was all written and all that. Surely they would have reprinted it at some point.
Yeah, it would have been. There are stories about some of these issues because quite a lot of them were written and they were in the sort of files, and they all just got cancelled. Never saw light of day.
All right. Anyway, I don't know what happened now. I dare say he gets away.
It does say under the notes here, under the Grand Comic database, only 2 of 3 issues were released.
Yeah. I must have seen that at some point because I remember I kept it aside because I thought I had to get another issue. I had to find another issue for it. And then later when I saw, oh no, I've got both issues already. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh, I thought I was supposed to get 3 issues of that one. But then I read it and now I realised it was 3 issues, but you're never going to get the 3rd issue. I don't know if it was ever reprinted anywhere else. It's seems like a wasted opportunity, but there you go. These are the comics that I showed off at Hyde Park today. Whoop. You'd have to wait for the video to come out to see what they were.
Was this your local comics in location?
Yeah, it was one of my comics on location. This is my next lot of comics on location. I think I mentioned it in the chat before. It's what's his face? What's his name? His name's William Henry Pratt. These are William Henry Pratt comics. These ones.
William Henry
Nice.
Pratt. Is that
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin?
That's
No, it's not Charlie Chaplin. I haven't got any Charlie Chaplin comics. If I can find something Charlie Chaplin related, I'm sure there must be something that I can. I'm not too sure. I'm sure the Charlie Chaplin blue plaque is in London or not. We'll have to check that out.
there's like a 1972 French book that came out that's a comic, but there's not
Yeah, I'm not
much.
going to go
If
and
you
buy
want a
that. Just to
Chaplin
make a
comic
video.
book, you got to go back more than a century.
So I wouldn't be surprised if I don't know what I could just do. I just show some Hitler covers instead because he played the dictator who was like who was a piss taker Hitler, wasn't it? So,
But yeah, with canceled comics, that's the main reason I really wanted to get Romeo Tangal on the show. And I can never remember. I can never remember the book.
Oh, right. Hang on. There is a Charlie Chaplin comic from Thorpe and Porter in 1973.
That's the yellow covered one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Charlie Chaplin and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah.
No, it's just Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, that's the French and that's the English version of the French book. That's the most modern Chaplin there is.
I've never seen it. It must be rare.
Comic-wise. It's not hard to get. I'd imagine the British one might be a little tricky to get. The French one's not.
French was no good to me. I can't read it.
But I'm trying to remember in Canceled Comics Cavalcade, they came out with those 2 issues, basically the bound volumes of the DC Implosion.
Yeah.
And Romeo, they paid these guys, like whoever did Mandrake 3 or whatever, they got paid. The writer, the artist, they got paid. They just
it must have done.
canceled the book. Well, when the DC Implosion happened, Romeo had 3 issues at his house. 3 complete issues at his house. And they said, the story's canceled. The whole thing's canceled. The whole thing's cut off. They came and saw him and asked for 2 of the issues to put in Canceled Comic Cavalcade, which turned into that. And I'm trying to remember the book, and ISIS or something that got caught up in that. But he was doing the inking on it. And 7 and 8 were reprinted in the Canceled Comics Cavalcade book. 9's never seen the light of day, and he would have shown it on the show. It's a complete 16-page story, and he's got all the pages to it.
Nice.
From because they just sent out the message, and they're like, just keep it. We don't care. Just keep it. You're paid. Just let it go. His inside dope on the DC Implosion, and it'll bend your brain.
I'm surprised they've never brought out did they ever bring out a compendium with all the cancelled issues? Did they not do a book of that one time?
Yeah,
proper
the
official
Comics
one.
Cavalcade.
No, proper official one, not just one that people
and
in the know
the issue number 9 that he has is not on that.
So they did an official one, did they?
It's never been reprinted.
I know there was supposed to be a lot of photocopies going around that people the creators had, but I didn't know if they'd actually brought out an official one.
And the artists who were holding those books last are the ones that got them.
Makes sense.
They just literally told them, don't ship it back. We're not paying shipping. Yeah. We're not nothing. Just it's there. We're not spending any more money on this. It's yours. We don't care. They're like, obviously legally you can't go out and reprint it and make money because it's our character, but it's like it's yours to do with what you want, like sell it or whatever. And Romy's holding on to that. And it's so cool seeing a comic book that was commissioned, paid for. It's penciled and inked. He's got the original art, and he can just sit and flip page by page by page. And I always forget. I want to say it was ISIS 7, 8, and 9, but I thought ISIS was earlier.
I think it went. I think
they canceled like 40 books.
Yeah. What made me laugh is that, I saw some of the ones that they've never got the next issue. The last page is like an article talking about the explosion and where people could read their favorite characters. And then the next issue, that comic book folded. So it was like the explosion didn't last very long before the implosion came along.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, having the inside scoop on that, it's awe-inspiring, but Romy's hates his broken English. It's not bad, but he hates it and he's embarrassed by it. So he don't want to come on. It kills me because, again, it's not bad at all. But then he thinks he gets into his own head. But, I mean, the dude is an utter genius and an absolute sweetheart. Oh,
yeah,
my
wasn't
God, what a
Firestorm
sweetheart of a
affected
guy.
by it? Was it the first miniseries that was affected by it? It only got 4 issues out of 6 or something like that.
Of what?
Firestorm. Was that not affected by it? It got cut off early. The first
series
run.
of that did get cut off early. That might have been one.
Yeah.
If somebody looks up Cancel Comic Cavalcade, I can tell you what it was. But
I'm pretty sure the Black Lightning I just finished reading and said next issue, and then there wasn't a next issue.
Then there wasn't another issue because in '78 it just.
So, and actually, one or two titles sort of were zombies because they came back. So, we're talking about Secrets of Sinister House earlier. That got cancelled issue 14, I think, in 78 with the implosion. And in 79, they brought it back with issue 15.
Yeah.
Because
like the first 5 issues have one
That's
name.
another one.
Yeah.
Secret Society of Supervillains had next issue, and then there wasn't a next issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild. I loved getting the inside story to those things. And I thought, man, that'd be great to tell the world. But then these guys are going to be gone before the world knows. And no one talks to him about it.
Well, we've got hundreds and thousands of viewers watching Geekly Weekly, and they all know now.
Yeah, all 5 of them.
Like,
it's
so
all
many
5
of these
of them
stories
tell 5
go
of their
untold.
friends.
Because these guys have 1 million stories, and everybody always asks the same thing, and it's like, well, what was undone? What did you want to do? What was in the works? And usually,
every time we
on
get
it, they
someone
can't
on
talk
here,
about it.
you could ask them questions, Carl. You just suck up to them the whole bloody show and never ask them a question.
Search unpublished
you need to be
cover to
asking these new
Firestorm
questions.
6. Oh no, I'd sit back. Like I said, if I could get Romy on, I really wish I could.
You sit back and leave it to us to do, and then you say, "Oh, I've got 1 million questions I could ask you, but I'm not going to."
Yeah, there you go. But these stories just get lost to time. Like when I talked to when I started digging out of boredom, like 25, 30 years ago, in the early days of the internet, and I'm in touch with people, and then it called. I'm the dumb shit that walked into Marvel offices. I'm the dumb shit that used to call these offices just to see who I could talk to. And then the early days of the internet and things.
Bend over.
Getting Illuminator was supposed to have more than 3. Yeah. But I'd get these stories. I got the whole background story on the whole concept of, when Saul Brodsky originally tried in the 60s, how they printed the British editions, how they'd put the pence. And I'm a printing guy, so I knew they'd take the typeset and they'd have the 10-cent one sitting right beside it with the blocks already set out. But then, or the 12-cent thing, but they'd have the 6p or 10p or whatever stuck in, and they'd slide that block in, and they'd say, "All right, print me 2,000 of these on day 1 because they have to get on a ship." So the day 1 first off the press was the ones going to Britain because they are first. They are first off the line. I've heard that from the people that did it, and then they pull the block. And then they'd switch it back to the American and say, all right, print us this many. This goes on this truck to the East Coast. This goes on this truck down south. This goes on this truck to the Midwest. This goes on this truck to the Southwest. This goes on the truck to the Northwest.
How much do you reckon the printing process has changed now? They're still using the big reels, printing out
No, it's completely different. It's completely different.
That
Just coming out of computers, like.
went out in the 80s.
Yeah.
They still use massive presses, but the whole setup to it is different. It's all screened and stuff, but they used to have the plates and the whole bit.
You used to have physical printing plates, which you got the impression. And the other reason the UK copied. So if you find 2 copies of a comic, okay, and I've seen it numerous times where you get copy 1 and copy 2, just cents versions, 2 cents versions. One is really bright colours and very sharp, and one is much duller colours and not very sharp. And that's because the plates used to wear. So when they were doing the American cents copies, they'd let the plates wear, and then the printer, if he's doing a long print run, is meant to change the plates, okay, because it gradually wears out. Of course, on the British run, the run was never long enough for the plates to wear. So you don't see that same effect. So not only were they probably the first off, as Kyle said, but also they never got the plate wear effect because they just didn't have long print runs enough for the plates to wear.
And another thing that'll tell you about the first off the line and things like that, the Amazing Spider-Man Treasury Edition.
Yeah.
That's signed by Stanley and John Romita. What was special about that? It's the first 1,000 off the print. Stanley got 1, John Romita got 2, and then the other 998 went out for sale. So if you ever find a signed Stanley, John Romita Spider-Man Treasury, it's one of the first 1,000 off the press line. So
yeah, or it's one that some punter has taken to stand and said, "Sign this."
I've taken one on a cocktail bite to do it a bit earlier.
But you can tell the first off the lines, and they have to do tearaways and test runs and things to print them, and they'll toss them aside. But once they start printing, those first ones just high gloss.
Yeah, they'll look a lot better. Yeah.
And then later in the print run, it just looks shoddier and shoddier and shoddier. Now with Charlton, it didn't matter. It could be first print. It didn't matter. The paper quality was utter crap. But they weren't there for that. They were there to max it out, put it out there, and let it be. But you'd get a lot of bleeding comics, and that's actually a good thing. Like that Planet Comics has red bleed in it. You know what that tells you? It was an early printing. They ran them. There weren't many. It was an early printing, and they moved them along so quick they didn't give them the thorough time to dry and got them out there. But there just aren't many of them. That's why that Planet Comics by Blackthorn.
Yeah, no, the print runs on those were really low, so you won't see any plate wear on them.
But you'll see color bleed because the red would bleed and things like that. And it's technically not a defect. It's visually a little off, but it's just part of the printing process.
Yeah.
You know, it's literally just part of the printing process. So, you know, perfect one. Who wants a perfect book though? I'd never want a 10. I want something that's actually been held in somebody's hands at least for a second or appreciated, not just
yeah, guys. So if you like Kyle and you don't want high grade copies, just send them to Kyle and he'll downgrade them for you.
There you go. I want book with history. That's what my favorite book. The one book I've always wanted is the pay copy of Marvel Comics 1. I want the pay copies of that. You know, there's an actual pay copy of Motion Pictures Funny Weekly #1, and that's how they verified that it was legit.
A what copy? Pay copy?
Yeah, the office copy where they wrote on it and it said, pay the cover artist this much, pay the cover inker this much, pay the cover colorist this much. And then in the interiors, it had a breakdown to it that just said pay them. And the pay copy of Marvel Comics 1 is graded a 9.0 from 1939. And it was one of the first $1 million books. It was like the third $1 million book on the list, but I'd want that because I knew the provenance to it from beginning, middle, and end. And they have the pay copy records of Motion Picture Funnies Weekly, which again, you know, what's big about that? That's where Submariner came out the month before he came out in the comics. So, and that was basically a premium that was supposed to be given out at movie theaters for to promote serials and stuff.
Right, guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I'll hopefully see you again.
See you later, mate. Have you sorted out your
Oh.
holiday? Yeah, when you going?
So yeah, we're going on I think we're heading off on the 11th of September. So a couple of weeks to go.
Have fun.
Yeah, well, I'll see you before then, probably.
Yeah. And I've got an Excel spreadsheet pulled out. I'm gonna have some of it typed up this week and hopefully get that to you. And so
yeah. So
right.
Yeah.
We'll call it an end anyway, Carl. Might as well.
Might as well.
Bit hot and sweaty, so I don't want to sit around and take my shirt off and lie on the bed.
Yeah, we showed off a lot of comics today, though. That was fun.
Yeah, we showed a few off, mate. Well, good luck with everything. I'll talk to you next week. I'm sure I'm probably before then.
It's the misery of the wait and and knowing what's coming, and it can only get worse. That's why I said best case scenario is still bad, and the only thing that could be worse is it's worse.
Why not film some videos?
Huh?
Why not make some videos?
Make some videos of
Just comic stuff.
Ah, no, I'm done with all my stuff. I'm done with it. I'm done with the, I don't care if I say it live on the air. I'm done with the comic community in general. The community, it's just the masses are uninformed, unappreciative, whatever. I'd rather the people that come on here and interact and actually care and are interested in it. But the masses are like, give me the high value, give me the money. I don't want to talk about, hey, I got this big money book. Tell me who wrote it, who drew it, what's the story behind it. The masses, they are. And they're greedy and they just don't care. And I'm just apathetic to it all. It's like, I don't care. Give me somebody who's excited about a comic book and I'll talk to them for days. Give me somebody.
There's still channels though that do show off books like that. So I try to watch them.
They're the exception, not the rule. The rule is, look what I got, and I got this, and it's great. And it's
anyone mentioning hot books or talking about just something they plucked out of their ass. You know what I mean? Some people got some topics they plucked out their ass, make up some crap about it for 20 minutes, and they get all the listens.
Yeah, and it's exactly. I want the passion. I want the passion, and it's hard. I think
next week. Get yourself prepped, Carl. Next week we're going to go and look at every comic channel and slag them off. That's the new thing that's very popular nowadays. You got to be mean to every single comic channel out there.
And I ain't got time to slag off channels or slag off people in general. I can just say the community in general, it's just gone to hell because they don't care. I'd rather hear at 10 years old, I first read this book. It was great. I couldn't wait to replace it. This brings back childhood memories. Give me that all day long, not the, hey, this book's worth $10,000 and I got it and you don't. I don't care. I don't care. I want passion. I would rather, like I said, I'd rather hear you talk about modern Legion of Superheroes than I would talk about Golden Age Timely, because you can tell me and go, read that. It was a great story. This is why. There you go. I'll take that all day long.
Let's say good night to the boys and girls. Good night, boys and girls. Thanks
our beautiful fandom.
Cheerio.
Hopefully I stay a cool part of the community.